locked onto their tertiary deck, which means that the Mage deck, very similar to what we've seen from other styles, is going to be taking out that Buffoon, the Banana Guy, Stargazer Luna, Archmage Antonidas, and 2 Astromancers, and the replacement being an additional Swampu, so that's 3 weapon removals, and then 2 Vex Crows and 2 Rabble Bouncers.
But on Glory's side, he's taken out a Shadow Step, a Bloodseal Corsair, 2 Life Drinkers, and a Ziliax to add in a second Sap, 2 Henge-Clan Thugs that we've seen have been so powerful, and 2 Walk the Planks.
Okay, well, who do you think gets the better end of the stick when it comes to these tertiary decks here?
Well, the thing is, I think the techs of the Saps and Walk the Planks have been a lot more powerful against the old version of Conjurer's Mage because they're only developing one thing a turn, and it's very easy, unless they, go Giant Coin Conj, but that's a whole different story. Having this sort of like one answer for one minion is good against the old Conjurer's Mage, but against this like Cyclone Mage, you end up either getting a bunch of things on board at once, like maybe mirror images into Giant and then conjuring, like the Sea
and also
Giant.
the Vex Crows.
Yeah,
right?
and the Vex Crows as well. I think the Vex Crows are a good addition to help combat the tech cards the Rogues are putting in. So we'll see if those pay off.
And I think on top of that, just going deep on the weapon removal, the extra ooze means you've got 3 weapon removals, which means it's less that you're going to plan on using all 3, but more that it's more likely you draw 1 or 2, which means that there's just something that he's actually going to have to deal with. And we see DawN already utilizing the fact he has extra weapon removal. This is a spare ooze, so to speak, and just saying, actually, I'm going to gain tempo here in this matchup and see what you can do, because the follow-up, Arcane Intellect, and then the Sorcerer's Apprentice, there's Ray of Frost, there's a lot that DawN can do here.
This is actually interesting. I think the reason that DawN played out the ooze there is that Glory didn't swing on 2, which could tip the hat off to DawN that there might be a Henge-Clan Thug in hand. And against Henge-Clan Thug, Mage has trouble, so playing out the ooze there stops the Henge-Clan Thug, at least from DawN's perspective, from coming out. Interestingly enough, from Glory's side, this gave him something to backstab to activate the Miscreant.
It's tough, isn't it? It's kind of upsides and downsides to both plays, and you've just got to make a decision, stick to one, I guess. Van Cleef is going to come out not as big as we're used to seeing it, and DawN can make a slightly bigger giant himself.
So we're 1 turn off from being able to go Vexcrow, Coin, Apprentice, and then some cheap spells. So I expect DawN to just play up the Giant. Without a Conjurer's Calling in hand, there's not a whole lot of reason to hold on to it.
You're not going to do the fancy play.
Exactly.
No, Van Cleef plus the Eviscerate, if activated with combo, will deal with this.
Tech cards aren't there, no Saps, no Walk the Plank, so this Giant's going to have to either be taken down the old-fashioned way or ignored. I'm expecting Glory to clean it up, though. Taking 8 on the noggin to keep 1/5 alive.
I do like it, to be honest.
Yep.
Like, at this point, the damage from Mage, often when the Mage has lethal, they've already won the game.
Oh my goodness.
It doesn't really matter, but now...
With this pickup and the Elemental Vacation in hand, you can go Vexcrow, Coin, Apprentice, and do some crazy stuff. DawN will have to keep in mind what the board looks like, because if he plays too many spells, then the Cyclone can't come down because too many minions will be generated from the Vexcrow. But I think he'll be able to navigate this just fine.
Yeah, one more. Just play the Evocation and go, right?
Oh, he does have space to play 1 Ray of Frost if he'd like to.
Yeah, I don't think you need to. You don't need to go all in, right? Double Snap Freeze. That's going to put a stopper on any big threats that Glory have. It might not be the most mind-blowing Cyclone there with the Arcane Explosion, Snap Freeze, and the Buck.
But look at the board.
Yeah, the board's great. The Buck is kind of pointless, but the Snap Freeze and Arcane Explosion can still get work done.
Yeah. So holding back on the Ray of Frost, parroting with the Magic Trick pull of the Snap Freeze, gives him a way to deal with this Edwin without having to trade minions into it, which might be what why DawN held back the one Snap Freeze. The second half of the Ray of the Frost.
And also, after seeing Backstab and some other little pieces of removal, such as the Lackey
and an Eviscerate.
Yeah, it means that this board state probably isn't going to get much smaller, which means that this Sea Giant is going to get live awfully quick.
Glory has to decide how to pick away at this board and how much of it to pick away.
I think we might see very quickly, the double 3-drop this turn, and then just prep Myra's go the turn after and say, I need to do this quick.
He's got to do it now. He needs to do it now.
Ooh, okay.
He doesn't think that the 3/3 play is going to be good enough.
Well, I think either way, this game's going to be over very, very quickly here as Glory's saying, okay, I'm pulling the trigger. There goes the Myras. What have I got to play with? And I'm holding my breath because the rope dinged.
I wonder if he wanted, if Glory wanted to hold on to the SI before the Myras. He went prep, then Myras, then decided to SI. So it's possible he would have been looking for a waggle pick to equip this turn instead of the SI agent. The SI
Or even if he drew a second backstab, for example, he could have done he could have done something else as well. He didn't necessarily have to use the SI on that minion, and maybe could have saved it for face, for example.
Yep. See
Nice,
Giant come down.
beautiful 0 mana 8/8.
Conjurer's Calling picked up. No 10 mana taunts. 10 mana is interesting mana cost. There's a lot of cute minions you can get here. Hakar, which would hilariously be interesting in this spot, but not quite what he's looking for.
Well, it would be nuts, right? Because he would Hakar and then Conjurer's Calling it.
Right, but it wouldn't cause Glory to die immediately. There'd still be some few turns.
Yeah. So it would only be a couple though, right? Because don't you die very quickly.
Well, you're at 18 as well. You might die yourself.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. But you do draw you end up drawing every blood, right?
You draw the blood,
and then you fatigue.
Right.
But if the more it shuffles, you end up drawing like every blood until you fatigue. So it's only a couple of turns. Oh, the two 4/12 dragons just high-fiving there on the side. Like, hey guys.
So DawN clearing up as much of the board as he can while developing as much as he can to try and set up a lethal for Glory. I don't think he wants to give Glory too many turns to be able to swing back and try to kill him.
So now I believe there needs to be a weapon setup along with the Corsair to set up for, say, Leroy Eviscerate, for example.
And DawN has the Harrison ready, so he knows that if he just builds a big board and Glory commits to a weapon, that he should be able to swing the game back. Glory does not have a waggle pick. In fact, he does not have a whole lot of anything. He has Leroy's Step, but he needs to find some other way to get to that point, because that does cost 8 mana.
Yeah, he would have loved just deal 2, because he would deal 2 to face, then Eviscerate, put him to 12, Leroy, Shell Step Leroy. If he got the right Lackey.
Right.
Yeah. I can't remember the deal 2. Is it just Kobold Lackey? Is that?
Yeah, Kobold Lackey.
Oh, it's just called Kobold Lackey? Okay, cool.
18 damage on board for DawN. With a ping, it's 19. And the second fatigue draw will kill Glory. So Glory does have to at least kill the Cloak Scale Chemist on the right to stay
Which is
alive.
fine, because he floats 1 mana anyway, right?
With the Dread Corsair, it does stop. Right.
I actually couldn't quite see, even though I should know how it works, I just didn't quite see the 1 mana cost on the Corsair because of the way the overlay is.
Right. This should be lethal if DawN can spot it. He can use Ray of Frost plus Snap Freeze to kill the Dread Corsair. He's got 18 on board, 19 with the ping, and the 2 damage fatigue will be exactly 21 damage.
Looks good to me. Yeah,
Goes
just
for
in
the
case you
double
know what
Snap
Snap Freeze does. It freezes a minion, and if it's already frozen, it kills the minion regardless of anything else. So that opens up the sheer level of insane damage he has available to him. Even with those, mediocre attack value 10 drops of the 2 dragons, it's still going to be enough. Boom. The fatigue finishes the game, and DawN evens it up. He is not going to be swept by Glory's Rogue, and he's going to be able to continue and fight. And honestly,